points?
Yeah, game started out, about how we expected. We moved the ball a little bit, had a pretty good drive to start the game off with. Would have liked to have got some points on it, but we moved the ball in 8 or 9 plays and then punted it off, and we battled back and forth in the first half. X is a good team, and they did some, some good things offensively and defensively. They're veteran. I mean, their front four is all returning starters from last year, and they're a good team. They clamped us down a little bit. I mean, at the end of the half was 10-7. So, it's a good game, and thought process going into halftime was, we're right in it, and we'll give up the wind in the third quarter and take it in the fourth, hoping that we would be able to hold court and hold serve in the third quarter. And unfortunately, that isn't the way it worked out.
Couldn't seem to get out of our end.
Yeah, we were pinned in our end quite a bit, and their kicking game, was a big part of it. They kicked the ball well, they punted well, they kicked well. They had opportunities to kick field goals, and they did their kicker was fantastic. I mean, he missed a couple, but the wind was blowing pretty hard. But he hammered the ball into the end zone, and when they'd score, he'd kick off into the end zone 8, 9, 10 yards, and it was a big factor, and you're right. We couldn't. We had a hard time getting out of our own end in the third quarter, and 17 unanswered points. We went from a 10-7 game to a 27 to 7 game, and at that point, we had already made a quarterback change, and we were looking for some answers, trying to move the ball a little bit, and unfortunately, it didn't come to fruition. Unfortunately. Yeah, we've been talking about it all along. We've been talking about the process. We've been talking about going through the grind of a full season, and we didn't play as well as I think we could have, and I think there's a lot of factors in there. St. FX played well, and we didn't play very well, so that it compounds. But we've talked about the grind from last winter to now, and we have to stay on it and continue to keep battling and talk about the process, and trying to get our guys to understand it's only week 2, and we're heading into week 3, and that there are a lot of things that are still within our control, and getting young guys to understand that we still have another 5-6 games, and that there's still playoffs in front, and there's a lot of things that we still have some control over. So not to lose it too much in one game. Be depressed for one day is fine, but being depressed and frustrated for 5 or 6 doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So we've got the energy back. We're trying to battle through some injuries and get ourselves in a position where we can go out and play this weekend. Oh, it's hard to run from the number 1 team in the country to say that they're just another team. It's a very good football team, and Montreal is been to back-to-back Vanier Cups and won one and lost one on a missed field goal or a blocked field goal. I think we have our work cut out for us. It's a very good football team that's coming in here, and they've last couple of weeks, I think the score is 120-3. So they're on a high. They're playing good football, and we're coming off of a loss, and we got our work cut out for us. But I think our guys are positive. They're excited. They're fired up to play against a very good football team, and I think we have to take care of our end of it all. We preach all the time about being the best version of ourselves and playing a faceless opponent, because a double team is a double team, and a cover 3 is a cover 3, and if you're deep, you got to be deep. So it doesn't make any difference who you're playing. We all have responsibilities, and we have to be accountable to each other, and if we can do the things that we know we can, then everything will fall into place. Yeah, you got to be good on special teams. You can't, give the ball away, give field position away on specials. You can't give them big returns. You don't want to, short kick them and give them a short field. I mean, they're good enough. You don't need to make things easier for any team. But special teams is going to be a big part of it. There's a lot of chunks of yardage that are given up and taken away on specials. So if we can be good on specials, I think that's going to be a big thing. And then turning the ball over. Offensively, we can't give them the ball, and defensively we need to create a couple turnovers. I mean, last week we had 1 or 2, I think, and we need 3 or 4, and they don't turn the ball over that much. I mean, that's not something that they do. So we have to go out and create some turnovers and create some opportunities for ourselves. And there'll be time we're going to be taking some chances. I mean, there's no secrets. In order to beat good football teams, you got to take some chances and go ahead and be a little more aggressive than maybe you would in another situation.